Hi guys, in this video we're going to be making a bushcraft bowl from this log round with just basic tools. So let's get into it. So firstly, with this project it's really important to select the right piece of timber. You want a softer wood that's easy to carve, quite thick, plenty of material to lose when you're carving it, and you want it bone dry. This will be very important for later, you'll see why later on. So make sure you select the right piece of wood before you start this bushcraft project. So the first thing I'm going to do, while this is still a solid slab of wood, is just with this saw, just start making a few cuts and roughing out a very basic bowl shape. This will take a bit of time, so I'll definitely be doing a cut. So here we are, a couple of cuts in. You want to keep all your rough cuts for later, you'll need them. Just carry on. Just, like I say, it's just roughing the shape out. Just a series of diagonal cuts, just to rough the shape of the bowl out, and we'll be refining it in a bit with an axe. So that's all our cuts done. You can see it's already starting to take a bit of a shape. So the next step, just using an axe at the point where each cut meets, we're just going to use an axe and just smooth them out. Just be careful here and watch your fingers, guys. So once you've used an axe and you've started to refine the edges, you can just then use a bushcraft knife and just use the heel of your hand on the spine of the blade. What you want to do is really carefully just press down and just take light shavings off, and you can really start to refine the bowl shape, just carving it all the way around. So just do that until you're really happy with it. When refining the shape, just using gentle cutting motions, pushing upwards with your thumb on the spine of the blade, you can start to really round off and achieve a round edge on the bowl. So you just really carefully just keep working your way around the bowl. Spend as long as you want on this bit. Obviously the longer you take, the better the end result. Well, it's really starting to take shape now, but being a bowl, it's missing a vital thing. So the next step is we're going to start creating the hollow of the bowl. So to start the hollowing process, we're going to be using this. If you've not seen it, I actually did a video years ago on how to make a spoon carving knife from an old spanner. So you want to go and check that out, or I might put a link to it at the end of the video so you guys can easily find it. And that way you can just knock up a spoon carving knife, which you can use for hollowing any wood really, and it's going to be ideal for this project. So yeah, all I'm going to do is just start creating a hollow in the centre of the bowl using my homemade spoon carving knife. So just literally start forming a hollow right in the centre. This again is time consuming, but take your time, it'll be worth it in the end. Just keep working away in just the centre, and we just want to create a pronounced divot in the centre. Of course, if you wanted to, and you really wanted to waste all that time, you could carve this whole bowl out just using a spoon carving tool. But the next tool we're going to use is fire. So we're going to fire hollow this bowl. So this divot centralises where we're going to place some coals, and we're just going to baby it and let those coals burn down, just making sure it doesn't creep too close to the edge. If it does, have some water on standby ready to put it out. but that's how we're going to hollow this bowl out, using fire. So I've got some hot coals from the fire that I've had burning and placed them in the divot. I'm just going to give them a blow. May take a bit of time to get it going, but once it starts burning and smouldering away, that's why it's really important to have very dry wood. I'm going to keep persevering with this, and when we've got some real progress, I'll check back in. So what I'm doing here now is I've knocked the coals out and I'm just scraping all the charred wood away. This way you can check your progress. You need to keep repeating this. You don't want to just let it burn and get out of hand. This way you can control how close it goes to the edge, how deep the burn goes, and you can just catch it before it starts getting out of hand. So it's really worthwhile. It's time consuming but worthwhile to keep doing this. Really getting down now. Just keep repeating the process. So I've repeated the process multiple times. I'm kind of happy with where it's got to now, so I'm just going to scrape it out and just neaten it all up. Don't worry about cracks, because once you put some liquid in there, they'll close up. You do need to remember, because we've used fire, the wood's now become fire hardened, so it's going to be a lot harder initially to start scraping it out, so just bear that in mind, but it's still way quicker than carving the whole lot out by hand. You want to keep turning the bowl as you're working it. Try and keep it even and overlap all your cuts. Make it as smooth as possible. Here it is guys, the finished bowl. It's all smoothed out and hollowed out nicely now. Those little cracks, like I said before, as soon as I've got some liquid in there, they'll close up, nothing to worry about. Overall, really happy with how it's turned out. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, could you do me a favour and give it a like? If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. If you want to see more bushcraft projects, I'm always doing them, so that would be amazing. So I'll see you next time guys, thank you.